Well, let me tell you what really got me down about this King's speech. Life means life. Let's see Rishi saying it.
Tougher sentences for rapists and sex offenders, something that the party opposite voted against, Mr. Speaker. And for the worst offenders, life finally means life. All while the leader of the opposition in the front bench...
Well, there we are. You see, life means life. Now, ever since the death penalty was abolished in the late 1960s, and we were told then we can get rid of the death penalty because those that commit murder will serve a full life sentence in prison, except they didn't. So in 1983, Margaret Thatcher stood up and said in future, life means life. And then John Major, as Prime Minister, in the mid-90s, stood up and said, life means life. Then David Cameron said, the most heinous offences, life will mean life. Theresa May proposed measures to ensure that life sentences meant life for those who committed the most serious terrorist offences. And Boris Johnson promised that those convicted of violent crimes, such as child murder, should receive life means life sentences. They've been saying it over and over, and they're saying it because they want you to think they're going to get tough on law and order. And yet, what was included in today's King's speech was the fact that 30,000 criminals will now avoid jail every single year. Yes, that's right. 30,000 people with convictions will avoid jail. We're not going to send anybody to jail who gets a sentence of less than 1 year, unless it is in some way violent or sexual, in which case, actually, the sentence would be more than a year anyway. It is, frankly, a shoplifter's charter. And for those that understand crime and how it works, whether it gets reported or not, you know, the broken windows theory that was put into place in New York said the way you have lots and lots of little pieces of small crime, actually the whole area gets worse and leads to more violent crime. The idea somehow that we can promise life means life without ever really intending to deliver it, whilst at the same time saying that 30,000 people a year will not go to prison. Sorry, doesn't fly with me. Let me know what you think. Does this get your vote? Farage@GBNews.com. Chris Hope, you see my point.
Yeah, you make a good point. They know this. In the documents attached to the King's speech, they say they are grasping the nettle. They're legislating for a presumption to suspend sentences of less than 12 months. If you offend again in that period, you're in jail, because the problem is there's no jail space left. To his credit, you're right to say all those points, Nigel Farage, but to his credit, he is trying to recognise that what is happening, you can't jail everyone anymore because there's no jail space. Right,
and therefore, what happens is we live in a less safe society, a society in which we're more fearful to walk down the street.
Reported crime is down, Nigel. Look at the figures.
I insist, we don't even bother to report crime.
Even on the crime survey, even on perception of crime, that's down too.
Well, if crime's down, why are the prisons full? I mean, that's for the Home Office to answer, not you, but I accept that. But I just don't buy the narrative. And, I mean, take London. Take London. There is no doubt there has been a serious deterioration of law and order in London in a very major way. And it isn't just knife crime in the poorer suburbs. You know, it's Kensington and Chelsea and people having their watches stolen. And I'm told there's a similar pattern in Birmingham, Liverpool and elsewhere. I'm not impressed by this. And I don't think the backbenchers are going to like this either.
Is it bravery, though? Is he not being brave? The term used in a government document is we're grasping the nettle. We're passing a law to deal with this.
We're grasping the nettle.
It's been dodged for PMs
go out
and leaders.
And shoplift, guys, and we won't do anything to you. I don't buy it. Chris Hope, thank you very much indeed.